Hey, everybody, you ready to go on a cruise? Well, you don't have to, but you can make some money. Usually, you spend money on a cruise. Have a good time, eat too much food, gamble a little bit, see some touristy stuff. It's a great time. But wouldn't it be even greater if you could make money with cruise lines? Tonight, I'm going to show you how the two picks the Edgefinder gave out just within the last hour are cruise line stocks. That's right. Let's have a look at them. I'm going to show them to you. Let me bring up my slides to let you know this is the big reveal for today. It's all about the cruise lines. Okay, right off the bat, we're going to start with Carnival Cruise Lines and Norwegian Cruise Lines. And Edgefinder says, buy Carnival, sell Norwegian. Pretty wild, huh? I got to tell you, in the last couple of years, I've cruised on both of these. And I like Norwegian a whole lot better. But it was a big, long cruise, kind of expensive. Carnival was really short, total party boat, just quick out to the Bahamas and back in 3 or 4 days. You know, Norwegian, 11 days on the Baltic. Who's got time for that? Well, I did, but most people don't. So I don't know if that's a reason why. I don't care what the reasons are. I care whether or not there's a statistical advantage in these trades. And in both of these trades, interestingly enough, I wasn't looking for cruise lines. Where are the party boats going? No. Edgefinder just came up and said, you know what? Buy Carnival, sell Norwegian. Okay, let's dig into this. What is the signal telling us? Well, the first one, Carnival, looks like this. I have this particular slide, which shows the chart of Carnival. Nice upward trend, right? And you see how the candles here, since the last earnings, towards the end of last year, started getting big, right? Usually that's a bad sign, because it means there's a lot of indecision. And when there's indecision, there's conflict and nervousness and uncertainty, and the market hates uncertainty, so the next direction is usually down. Unless, just saying, unless it's a bunch of hedge funds trying to get out, and once they're out, all you got are buyers, and this thing is ready to pop. Now, it might be that that's the kind of trade setup that Edgefinder is anticipating. Because look what it says. Anything under $32.95, be a buyer. Whatever price you get in on tomorrow, that would be the 18th of February, based on the 17th of February when I'm doing this recording. Anytime that you get in under $32.95, be a buyer. And then set your stop loss at $1.55, okay? $1.55. That's it. It's kind of a tight stop loss. You can see on the chart, it's just barely the old support. But then, hang on, this thing's going to cruise to a $3.12 profit. If it goes to profit, that's how high you can expect it to go. Pretty nice setup. This is a risk small, win big kind of situation. Now, these trades, they aren't going to win the majority of the time. I mean, if there were no edge, if there were no statistical research that said this trade has an edge, then randomness is what you'd have. And according to just random price action, this thing should have only a 32% probability of winning. But it has a double size win, right? That's the trade-off. 32% probability kind of implies a break-even scenario. But I'm not going to show you a break-even trade. You need to see something that has an edge. Well, this has an edge. It has an 11% probability as calculated by historical setups up until now, plus 2 years of out-of-sample data on Carnival Cruise Line's price action. Don't know why, don't know what's driving it, but we know that when the price has looked like it looks now, then you've got a 43% chance of getting a 2-for-1 winner. Risk 2 to make 1 winner. See, if you make a bunch of trades like that, you're not necessarily going to win them all. But the ones that do win, you're going to win often enough that it's going to pay out for you, right? It's like going to the casino and betting on, blackjack when the cards are heavy, I guess. I don't know if that's the best, odds equivalent of what we've going on here. Anyway, I'm not going to spend time trying to think up the perfect analogy for betting, right? But anyway, CCL says you got a good chance of going long, tight stop loss, $1.55, get $3.12. Okay, on the other side of the coin, here's Norwegian Cruise Lines. Now, do you notice what I noticed right off the bat? Carnival is kind of an upward trend. Norwegian's kind of flat, right? I mean, we've had a little bit just since beginning of February. So, tall green candles maybe inching higher, but once you get up to this $24, $25 range, it shot down last time, and it's been higher before and also come down. So with Norwegian long term, we're not looking at an upward trend. We're looking at sort of a choppy sailing. Okay, yeah, sorry, don't mean to give too many cruise line puns there, but it's choppy waters for Norwegian. And so if you get above that price level, then what you're looking at is the possibility to take a profit from a quick drop. So let's go back and look at the numbers. It's 24.5, 24.58. If you can get a price above 24.58, that's where you want to go short. Now, if you don't know about shorts, you could check into buying put options if you know about that. But if you don't know shorts or put options, well, you probably just want to put this trade aside or hurry up and educate yourself for the next 24 hours so you can do this trade. Sell Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings, NCLH, short above 24.58. Give it $1.47 stop loss and take $1.13 profit. So you can see the dynamic is different, right? This is different from the Carnival Cruise Line. See, because the setup is risk a little bit more, give it a little breathing room, and when it drops, take that profit quickly. When you get a trade set up like this, the probability you're going to win the trade actually is more than 50%. In this case, it's actually 57%. That's just random, okay? That's the house odds. 57% if you sell short above 24.58 and try to take $1.13 profit compared to $1.47 loss going up. Edgefinder, however, predicts there is a 65% probability of winning that trade. It's got a statistical edge. If you get up there, that it will pop back down just that little bit. I love these kind of trades. These trades where you get to win 2 out of 3 times, 65%, right? You just make that quick trade, sit back, wait for the next one. When we see probabilities that are extra like this, well, that's the kind of trade we like. A couple of days ago, we talked about NVIDIA. This is what the trade setup looked like then. 42% probability of winning, and this is going short on NVIDIA, and 47% probability according to Edgefinder. Well, this trade did hit the price target. Yes, today it popped back up, but yesterday it went right down there, hit that target, and even though it was only 47% win probability, it did win. So that's a nice setup. They don't always win, but a few of them do, right? Do you know the story of Don Johnson? No, I'm not talking about Miami Vice. I'm talking about the guy who took Atlantic City casinos to the cleaners to the tune of about $15 million over the course of about 4 months, 3 to 4 months. You can look it up on YouTube. There's a couple of good places where you can just search Don Johnson Casino. You don't throw in casino, then, you get the dude from Miami Vice. No, not that. This guy was for real. He was a legit student of the game. More importantly, he was actually employed in the horse racing business, and so he really knew the whole odds and casino management, all of that stuff. And back in the day when Atlantic City casinos were having the pinch put on them from a variety of influences, new casinos on reservations and things like that. Well, they started offering incentives to whales. Don was a whale. So they called him up and said, hey, if we give you a couple of perks, couple of cool things, couple of easy rules, what do you say? Why don't you come have a good time at our casinos? Now, they had figured out what they thought was an edge. But as he listened to the kinds of things they were offering, he thought, I don't think they're doing their math right. And in fact, if I can just get them to give up a couple other things that they think are small and not going to matter. So he goes, checks with his math buddy friends, finds out, there's a bigger edge. And it'll look like I'm cheating, but I'm not. All I've got to do is get them to put it in writing that they're going to play the game, let me play the game a certain way. Little thing like stand on soft 17 in blackjack. Okay, the house has a different rule for everybody else, but because he's a whale, he says, will you let me play it that way? I'll sit down at the $100,000 table, and then that dealer's got to play it according to the rules we negotiate. He got it all in writing, and he starts going for it. They didn't do the math right. He didn't cheat. He didn't count cards. He didn't have a headset device. They couldn't figure out how he was doing it. But what he was doing was being patient, perfectly going along, playing the game the way he knew mathematically it could come out. Now, he was up sometimes, he was down sometimes, but in the end, he kept building and building, and he took 3 different casinos for a plus or minus $5 million each, $15 million payday, and then they told him, goodbye, you're never playing here again. He knew that because he knew the industry, he knew that was going to happen. So he waited to make sure he could extract as much money from it before the opportunity was gone. Well, it's gone. He can't play there anymore, but who cares? $15 million, man. He's got enough money to go on as many cruises as he wants. So when you're playing the game, you're looking for trades in the trading world. You're looking for stuff that has the edge. You're looking for places where somehow the market makers or the investors or the company or whoever's out there, the big hedge fund guys, they've got the math wrong. It's not going to go their way this time. Yeah, they do exist. These situations do exist. It's not, you don't know it for sure, of course, because if they knew it for sure, then they'd run out and fix it. But what we've got here, that's what Edgefinder is giving you. It's giving you signals that have the edge, where somebody's got the math wrong, and you have the opportunity to profit from it, but only if you're patient. If Mr. Johnson had just shown up and said, here you go, $5 million in chips, we're all in, YOLO. Well, I mean, he could have lost on the one hand and we'd never have heard his name. Instead, he played it by the odds. Okay, I'm going to pay this much, now this much, now this much, now this much. Very patient, follow my rules. Oh, I'm winning. Oh, I'm losing. Oh, I'm winning a little more. Oh, I'm losing, but not as much. Trending higher. Win, win, win. See ya. Thanks for the paycheck. And that's the way the game goes. The difference between the stock market, playing, investing, and trading in the stock market, and playing at the casinos. I often get this question, Gordon, what's the difference between gambling and trading? And you know what my answer is? The market pays better odds. That's the answer. Well, there's a whole lot more. But from a practical standpoint, If you understand the math behind what's going on in the market and the price action and so forth, really, it can boil down to just that. Because the casinos, they fix the game so that they know precisely what their edge is. The market shifts and moves around all over the place, and you never know precisely what the edge will be. But there are times, not all over the place, limited small times where you can say historically, card count's too high. We've got an edge right here. And unlike the casinos, the market doesn't kick you out. It just, if you can win it, it will let you win it, and it will learn from you. Your job as a trader is to manage your risk and reward opportunity. If you do it better than the market pays you. If you don't do it as well as the market charges you. That's the way I look at it. So I'm here trying to give you these trades that Edgefinder has found. What is Edgefinder? Well, let me really tell you really quick. You go to myedgefinder.com, you can get the demo video, and it'll give you the story. But basically, it's a deep learning, purpose-built AI specifically to find out how these anomalies are going to show up. These anomalies are specific to individual stocks. They're not for the market in general. And so I bring them out here. I get about 100 of these signals every single day. But I only pick out the ones that I think are really interesting and that you should know about. Today, it's the cruise lines. So I hope you enjoyed that. Now, before we go, let me tell you one more trade. This is one that I got Edgefinder's help with just today. Earlier today, this happened. I'm looking at Meta, and before the market opened, Edgefinder came along and said, this area right here, this $3.88 target, that's the dead zone. Don't make any trades in the middle of that. But if you're outside that, or if you're below that, you're up above or you're below, make a trade and target a $3.88 move into the dead zone if possible, or just 388 wherever it happens to land. So I waited and watched for an opportunity. I only trade after noon Eastern time because I use 0 DTE options and I want the premium to shrink. Now, Meta's didn't have any options that expired today because it's a Tuesday, but they do have one that expires tomorrow on Wednesday. So that 490 put that expires on February 18th at $13.42, I bought for $4.90. As you can see, it just happened to be up there. I didn't see everything else that was going to happen on this chart. I didn't know what was going to happen. All I knew was Edgefinder was telling me, hey, up here, card count is high. You've got the odds in your favor. Sure enough, by 1546, I'm selling right at where my target says I should be, and I'm collecting $6.45 for the thing that I paid $4.90 for, a put option that was at the money. We go from $4.90 to $6.45. That's a little less than 50% gain in about 2 hours. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. I've been making trades like this now. This is my 3rd week. I'm beta testing this system, and so far, they're looking really good. I'm getting ready to unleash these, unveil these to people that are interested to follow along. If, in fact, you're interested, I'm going to be trading it live for free for a few days just to see if, in fact, people can follow it and it works in real time. Okay, that's what we really want to know, so you can participate in the free beta test of the live money system once we get ready to do it. I'm still working on getting enough background, enough trades to make sure statistically I've done the research properly. But if you're interested, then follow me on X or on LinkedIn. I'm Gordon Scott CMT, either platform, and email or direct message me to let me know, hey, I want in, and we'll make sure that you get to hear when these live trades are going in the middle of the trading day, because that meta trade, that was fantastic. That worked out so well. I mean, I didn't know it was going to work out, but I knew I had about a 75% 75% chance, 75% probability of winning that trade, and it worked out really nice. So do let me know if you're interested, and if you want to know more about the technology behind what I'm doing, you should look at myedgefinder.com. Go click on the demo video that's right there on the front page, and then sign up and subscribe if you want to get a look at how you use Edgefinder the way I do. All right, everybody, I'm going to be back on Thursday with another trade in the basic materials sector. I think you're going to like it. Until then, everyone, take care and trade well.